Hello and welcome everybody to 1999. In 1999, Orizabal won the Masters. Pretty exciting. I was living in Michigan, just getting started into golfing, going to par threes. I had a Hogan 2-iron. It was an old rusty one that I got at, I think, the Mission thrift store in Michigan. Anyway, it was just a thrift store pickup. And I had no idea these clubs came out. In 1999, when you're, what was I, 20 years old, around 20 years old, 18, 19, 20, I don't remember. I did not think about the Hogan brand. To me, it was just an old club that I had at the thrift store. I wasn't thinking of it as like, yes, let's get the latest and greatest. The latest and greatest were things like the Callaway Hawkeye, the two brands. And as far as I was concerned, it was the big two. Was tailor-made. Like, look at this Fire Sold, 1999. They were available. So Callaway and TaylorMade were the two big brands. To me, Hogan was just an afterthought. Did I miss a gem? Let's get this on the review table and have a closer look. So you can see the Ben Hogan script here on the muscle back, kind of this tiered blade-on-blade design with the Hogan crest here, toe, top line side. So very interesting, lovely. Let's look at the top line here real quick. You can see it's chrome, then kind of a matte finish, then chrome, no nonsense grooves. Spinning around, you can see the hosel forged here. This is the heel profile. On the sole, it says Apex with the iron number. Show you the toe profile here. Is there some offset there? Maybe the tiniest bit, maybe? I'm not seeing much at all. And then we have a ferrule with two red stripes. This is an Apex 4 shaft stepped steel. I put the sticker on here to remind me what year, 1999. This looks like a serial number of sorts. We have a Golf Pride red Tour Wrap grip. The grip feels good, nice and tacky. It should do well on the range. Speaking of which, let's move on to the range and see how it feels. Look at this. We have these beautiful Hogan blades out today. It's so amazing how very quickly Hogan became the ideal of what all golf clubs should look like. Even today, like people with their hollow body irons, they make them look like this. It's very interesting how Hogan just got it right. He just knew exactly what the people wanted and delivered. But verdict TBD. We have to hit a few. So let's pull some of these out and see what it's like. All right, here we go. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Wisconsin. We're going back in time to play an icon. Let's see if you should meet your heroes, kids. Let's see if you should meet your heroes. Oh my gosh, even with a range ball, it's so buttery. It feels so good. So, kids, I'm outside a lot. Wear sunglasses, protect yourself from the UV light when you're outside. Just a little reminder. Ball strike right here, middle. And when you hit it out of the middle, I can tell you, oh, it feels so good. So, thank you, Hogan, AMF, whoever made this. Gosh, these are just, to this day, they feel so good and so modern. Sure, maybe they're not as springy faced or cranked aloft or maybe not as long, whatever, but they sure feel absolutely stunning. Wind a little off the right here. My goodness, I just can't tell you, like, even with range balls, like I'm not even hitting like Pro Vs or anything, like anything really soft. It's just, when you hit something out of the middle, and I must confess, even recently I published a Ping ISI K video. Even when you flush one of those, I mean, it just feels good. It feels so good. It does make a little bit of a clack though, but it does feel really good. All right, so this is where I get myself into trouble. I'm gonna hosel shank one or something, and if I do, I'll keep it in the video. I'm gonna try to fade one into this wind.
Let's see what happens here. Would you call that a fade? Let me know. From my point of view, it looked like it moved a couple of feet. And I'm afraid to try to draw one, because with this wind, it's just gonna hook to death. So we're gonna try a mild draw, see what comes out. Oh my goodness, why? Why are these so nice? When you just flush a few with a blade, you're like, oh, I can hit blades, yeah. And then on the course where you have tall grass and weird undulations and divots, you're like, oh, I want my forgiveness irons again. But these, under pristine conditions, are just perfect. Dare I say it? I don't know what else to say. I mean, they look great, they feel great, they is great. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
These feel great. They feel like any modern blade. They're very, very engaging. And that's what I want to talk about here. So much of today's society is built on competition. And I'm going to liken this to racing. They're different. I'm using the word like, comparing two different things, okay? When you're talking about like track days with people, like automotive enthusiasts, hobbyists, dual clutch transmissions, automatic transmissions, faster than a manual transmission. And so lots of companies have steered away, pun intended, from manual transmissions, which takes away, it negates this facet of engaging with the machine, right? You select a gear, you can feel it engage, you're a part of the car, you're part of the machine. Now, similarly, with golf, when you hit a blade, you read reports, blades are going the way of the dinosaur, they're going to be extinct, nobody's going to play blades, because it's been proven statistically that you shoot better with hollow body irons or whatever, more forgiving irons. So if you want to win, get an automatic transmission or a dual clutch transmission. Two different things, I know. And to me, that's missing the point of golf. Yes, if you're a PGA Tour pro and you have sponsors and you need to go win, yes, use whatever you need to use. But for a hobbyist, for an enthusiast, for an average golfer, a recreational golfer, a weekend warrior, you golf twice a year, sometimes, I'm not saying everybody should run out and buy blades, but in my opinion, every golfer should at some point hit a bladed iron and feel that connection with golf. And in my opinion, you should own a set and bring it out once every 5 years. I don't care, whatever. But when you engage with golf, it gives you that feedback. It gives you instant feedback on your strike. And they're just beautiful to look at. In my experience, they're much more consistent than some really thin-faced, hollow-bodied irons that I've hit. So, in my opinion, bladed irons engaging with golf. The other thing that happened in the 90s is this marketing craze, right? So you get companies that are showing, and as a 20-year-old, in my 20s, I was guilty of this. I was looking at the new shiny toys. I'm like, ooh, look at this. This is shiny. Or like with the Fire Soul irons, it's like, ooh, look at the colors. It's so pretty. And I would just be like distracted by the marketing. It's just like, oh, I want that. And so, those two brands. So Hogan, with this really amazing, stunning, beautiful iron, was just off my, same with Mizuno, just off my radar. Just like, I was just la, 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 la. I'm in my 20s and I want something for a 20-year-old. So this, to me, was lost in marketing. I wasn't getting a lot of feedback for like, this is for your average 21-year-old golfer. Let's rock these. That was not on my radar at all. Another interesting thing about vintage clubs, and this is something that's important to me, is, so, and people can relate, I'm not alone in this, obviously, but my father passed a few years ago. And everything I have that he bought me or gave me or that is his has some sentimental value to me. He's gone. But a part of him, in not just my memory, but there are artifacts that remain. With names like Walter Hagen, Ben Hogan, Bobby Jones. Ooh, talk about great amateur golfing. there's something to those names. And that legacy still lives today in this. And I think that's one of the key points of these old clubs is remembering. And this club and this idea, blades, should not be forgotten, in my opinion. Same thing applies to you and your experiences. To me, that's one of the things I treasure making this channel, making videos for this channel, is I get feedback often from people. They'll send me an email. They'll go to the About page on YouTube, find my email. They'll send me an email and say, hey, I inherited these from my late grandfather or father. And they mean something to these people. They may be gone, but their clubs are still here. So it's always great to see relationships being made, memories being made with golf clubs like this. Go hit a blade, even if it's a loner blade at the range. Just hit one at some point in your life and say, hey, yeah, I've done that. Check that off your list. Ben Hogan Apex, 1999, still around. Very influential, kind of like I talked about in the range footage, where they really established what blades look like and the quality that's demanded from golfers all the way to 99, still, with that name Hogan, that expectation of this is what blades should look like and feel like. I'm excited to read your comments. Please leave your comments in the comments below. A special thank you to all the people on Patreon that support this channel. Together, what we've done here on YouTube is create the largest collection of vintage golf club videos, and I have to give credit to the patrons. Thank you so much. On Patreon, you can join us, $1 a month, whatever you can do. It really helps support this channel. Another way to support this channel is by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. There will be a little bit of data collection here at the end, so stay tuned. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. I am the Vintage Golfer.